snatcher was caught just pointed out some of the tightest security measures taken at any rock concert.
70s rock shows were their own planet. Ticket lines before sunrise, field stripes for decent sound, and merch that glowed only after you turned the blacklight on. If you remember any of the 15 quirks ahead, you were definitely on that planet. Number 1. 4 a.m. Ticketron Camp-Outs. Ticketron's computer grid covered about 750 U.S. outlets by 1975, yet every one of them switched on at exactly 10 a.m. local time. That meant overnight lines at Sears in Paramus, Montgomery Ward in Des Moines, and the Macy's Appliance Desk in Phoenix. For Led Zeppelin's Chicago Stadium dates on the 4th of February 1977, the Tribune counted more than 3,300 people in the Woodfield Mall queue before sunrise. Mall guards handed out numbered index cards to stop cutting, and a side hustle in fake cards began within an hour. Ticket prices were $8 to $9, plus a 75-cent service charge if you paid cash. Checks needed 2 forms of ID and could still bounce you back to the end of the line. The smart campers brought folding chairs, a transistor radio turned to overnight rock on WLS, and exact change in a sandwich bag. By 9:55 a.m., the first 100 people rehearsed their order. 4 best lower bowl, please, because stalling at the window risked a full-volume boo from everyone behind. When the clerk hit print, the IBM 3520 terminal clattered for 3 seconds, spit out 4 opaque stubs, and the holder either whooped or sighed, depending on the section code. Number 2. Hollow camera flask smuggling. Security guards in 1975 knew to look for glass bottles, but rarely suspected a Kodak Instamatic. Fans cracked open the plastic shell, removed the film cartridge, and slid in a 6-ounce flask, or, in a pinch, a sandwich bag lined with duct tape. At Led Zeppelin's 10th of April 1977 Chicago Stadium show, confiscations included 10 Instamatics, 2 Polaroid land cameras, and a Super 8 movie unit sloshing loudly when shaken. Retail camera sales spiked before big tours. A Minneapolis Star-Tribune ad on the 12th of July 1975 pitched concert-ready Instamatics, batteries included, at a $2 discount the week before The Who rolled through town. Once inside, smugglers reattached the flash cube to look legit and took a token blurry shot to keep suspicion low. House lights down, cap off, and the lens poured 2 generous shots of peppermint schnapps. By 1979, many venues posted camera ban signs, claiming copyright concerns, though staff often winked if the guest promised not to spill on the seat cushions. Number 3. Festival seating stampedes. Festival seating meant no assigned chairs. Doors opened, everyone ran. Promoters liked it because they could squeeze in extra bodies. Fire marshals disliked it for the same reason. The most cited cautionary tale came at Cincinnati's Riverfront Coliseum on the 3rd of December 1979, when 11 Who fans were crushed, but smaller scrapes happened all decade. At Led Zeppelin's 23rd of May 1977 Tampa Stadium date, afternoon thunderstorms delayed the gate. When staff finally unlocked the turnstiles, an estimated 8,000 soaked fans sprinted across slick concrete. 40 were treated for sprains, 1 for a broken collarbone. Tickets cost $10, ER visit extra. To hedge, crews sometimes chalked holding lines inside concourses and released 50 people at a time. Van Halen tried this at Tarrant County Convention Center on the 22nd of August, 1979, and still lost control by the third wave. By 1980, many U.S. cities wrote capacity rules banning blanket festival seating. Those savvy fans knew the workaround. Show up 4 hours early, lace shoes tight, and keep elbows out like you were guarding a rebound. Number 4. Shoebox bootleg tapers. A Sony TC-110 cassette deck weighed nearly 3 pounds with C-cells installed. So tapers hollowed a Converse box, slid the recorder inside, and threaded a 6-foot realistic lapel mic cable through a punched eyelet. Security teams at places like the LA Forum focused on flash cameras, rarely asking why someone carried an empty sneaker carton. Once seated, tapers aimed for the area 10 rows in front of the mixing console. Good sound and fewer ushers. A Maxell UD XL2 C90 cost $3. Chrome tape hit almost $5. Battery life averaged 75 minutes, so a drummer's solo during Moby Dick or Freebird gave the perfect window to flip the cassette. Classic audience tapes: Pink Floyd, Boston Garden, the 18th of June, 1975. Bruce Springsteen, Roxy, 18th of October, 1975, were captured this way, complete with the flip click at the half. After the house lights came up, parking lot commerce kicked in. A first-generation dub on your own TDK for $2. $5 if the taper supplied the blank. By 1978, the fanzine Hot Wax estimated at least 200,000 concert cassettes were in private hands across the U.S., many still smelling faintly of the cardboard box that smuggled them past the door. Number 5, paper plane assault on openers. Most arenas printed a 4-page program you grabbed at the door, heavy on ads for quad receivers and Michelob. During the opening set, that booklet turned into ammunition. The fold was standard: tear out the center page, crease twice for a sharp nose, add a quick rip at the tail for stability, then launch toward the stage when the guitarist hit a bum note. At the Eagles' Linda Ronstadt show in Tampa on the 4th of June 1975, venue staff cleared more than 1,000 paper gliders between acts. Ronstadt's road manager joked that he could monitor crowd size by counting incoming origami. Some support bands fought back. Kansas, tired of dodging, put a trash can on stage at Winterland on the 19th of April, 1975, and scored cheers each time a plane swished in. Promoters tried to fix the next year by switching to glossy stock, which folded poorly and flew worse. The audience adapted with the dart roll, a bald program pitched fastball style. Lousy aerodynamics, satisfying thud. Number 6, mixed desk sweet spot seekers. The best sound wasn't up front. It was 20 yards back, dead center, where the front of house engineer parked his console. Regulars scanned the arena floor for the glow of a clip light and beelined for the patch of plywood around it. At Boston Garden, on the 18th of June 1975, Pink Floyd fans staked out the soundboard 3 hours before showtime, calling it Row Zero. Perks included overhearing the crew complain when a monitor fried and catching setlist changes in real time. Decibel meters at 1975 arena shows averaged 102 dB A-weighted at the mix position. Loud, but still clearer than the 110 dB rumble near the PA stacks. Some engineers, like Grateful Dead's Dan Healy, let fans lean on the rail as long as they didn't spill beer on the faders. Others strung yellow rope and posted a sound police roadie to issue stern looks. Either way, the spot was prized enough that Scalpers in Los Angeles advertised soundboard seats in recycler classifieds, code for standing room on a 2x4 platform next to a man who knew every lyric and none of the venue's polite language. Number 7, FM parking lot simulcasts. Some arenas cut deals with local rock stations to beam the show on a low-power FM feed so fans stuck outside could listen, or so drivers waiting for traffic to clear had something better than honking horns. The Spectrum in Philadelphia tested the idea on the 2nd of October, 1976, for Electric Light Orchestra, leasing 88.5 megahertz for a one-night 2-watt license. WXPN engineers parked a van near the loading dock and patched the soundboard straight to air. Tailgaters with boomboxes heard Jeff Lynne's vocoder 30 seconds ahead of the concourse echo. Word spread fast. By Boston's 1977 Fleetwood Mac dates, WBCN arranged a similar micro-broadcast that reached 3 blocks, enough for ticketless fans to set up lawn chairs on Causeway Street and call it Cheap Seats, Zero Sightline. Complaints from nearby apartment buildings, mostly about midnight drums, ended most pop-up simulcasts by 1979. But for a brief run, you could catch the entire encore, engine off, FM dial pegged at the far left. Number 8, Polaroid Scalper Previews. Stub hawkers outside big arenas borrowed a trick from real estate agents, the instant camera. A Polaroid SX70 cost $180 in 1975. Steep, but a single night flipping floor seats could pay it off. Scalpers arrived during sound check, entered on cheap nosebleeds, then hustled to vacant rows and snapped point-of-view shots toward the stage. 15 minutes later, they were back on the sidewalk, waving still wet photos. Section B, row 8, see for yourself. Prices doubled face value if the drum riser looked close. For Elton John at Boston Garden on the 29th of October 1975, local police confiscated 27 instant cameras, but let the scalpers keep the prints, which only raised the asking price. Polaroid film ran $7 for a 10-shot pack, so serious sellers reloaded mid-crowd with the finesse of a hot dog vendor. By 1978, some venues posted "no cameras" signs, mainly to hobble this street trade. Yet snapshots kept slipping through, giving late buyers a low-tech seat map long before arenas thought to print one themselves. Number 9. Fresh pressed parking lot tees. Official tour shirts inside the arena were $6 and came in 2 sizes, too big or smaller after one wash. Out in the parking lot, a hand-cranked heat press on the tailgate of a Ford Econoline churned out custom iron-ons for half the price. Designs were usually a grainy promo photo and a band logo spelled slightly wrong, Lynyrd Skynyrd or Led Zeppelin. Vendors bought blank Hanes 50/50s for 80 cents a pop at warehouse clubs, then charged $3 to $4 cash. No receipts. On the 17th of June 1975, the Dallas Morning News counted 27 bootleg tables outside Cotton Bowl before an Eagles show. Police confiscated 2 after the decals began peeling in 95-degree heat and stuck to buyers' forearms. By 1978, most promoters posted "no unauthorized merch" signs, but the cat was out of the van. Fans still arrived early to snag a shirt warm enough to double as a hand warmer when the sun went down. Number 10. Blacklight poster merch. Right beside the t-shirt pile, most 1970s merch tables stacked velvet-flocked posters printed in day-glow ink. A 2x3-foot sheet ran $3 if you paid cash, 50 cents more if you asked for a tube. Popular images were the band logo floating in outer space, a flying eyeball, or a topless centaur that parents discovered only after the bedroom went dark. Yes debuted an official Roger Dean Blacklight poster on their 1975 Relayer tour. 5,000 sold out in 2 weeks, helped by Spencer Gift's Quirks upselling 4-watt ultraviolet bulbs at a 100% markup. Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here shows launched a Burning Man handshake print so saturated with fluorescent orange, the warehouse warned roadies to store it face down or risk sunburn rumors. Billboard estimated the U.S. blacklight poster market at $6 million in 1976. Half of it traced to concert stands. Surviving originals now auctioned for $50 to $100, often with tape residue at the corners and a faint smell of incense baked in for good measure. Number 11. Scratch-and-sniff tour programs. Merch managers in 1975 needed new hooks once everyone already owned the poster. Enter the scented insert. A perfume house supplied micro-capsules that released aroma when rubbed. Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare arena run led the trend. The 8-page program sold for $1 and featured a scratch patch called Black Widow Musk. Fans said the scent landed somewhere between vanilla and fresh asphalt. Perfect for a show with a live boa. The gimmick caught on fast. Kiss added Detroit Rock City cologne to the Alive booklet in October 1975. Billboard later claimed the band moved 50,000 units at Madison Square Garden alone. Aerosmith briefly tried a Sweet Emotion patch for their 1976 tour, but promoters pulled it after the oil-stained denim jackets. Collectors still hunt mint copies. A sealed Cooper program fetched $85 on eBay in 2024. Seller noting, fragrance capsule intact, aroma untested. Proceed at own risk. Number 12. Post-show 8-track swaps. Cassette culture ruled taping, but the car crowd still trusted 8-track cartridges. After the house lights snapped on, fans popped trunks, hauled out suitcase recorders like the Tascam 88, and began cloning that night's cassette master onto endless loop tapes. An 8-track took about 15 minutes to dub in real time. While the deck clunk changed channels, people compared set lists and pressed Marlboros into duty as trading chips. At Kiss's 16th of October 1975 Anaheim Stadium gig, the Orange County Register counted close to 200 cars idling in the lot an hour after curfew, each one blinking a dashboard record light. Blanks cost 69 cents at Kmart. Gas was 57 cents a gallon. So running the engine for 2 dubs still penciled out cheaper than buying the import live LP 6 months later. Number 13, Hashmark Sound Zones. Outdoor shows in the mid-1970s fought slapback echo. Sound from the main PA hit the bleachers, bounced, and came back a split second late. Crews tried a simple fix: spray paint stripes on the field and tell fans to stay in front of them. The Who's crew chalked a 40-yard sweet stripe at Pontiac Silverdome on the 6th of December 1975. Pete Townsend told a Detroit DJ the line marked, "Where the drummer won't sound like he's playing ping pong with himself." Physics backed him up. A 50-yard reflection adds about 0.3 of a second, enough for a second snare if you drift past midfield. Seasoned concert-goers aimed for the stripe, trading proximity for clarity, while first-timers wondered why the kick drum seemed to echo like an empty dumpster. By 1979, bigger tours started hanging delay towers, and the painted hash marks faded back into grounds crew mow patterns. Another low-tech fix mowed away by higher stacks and bigger budgets. Number 14, Bic Lighter Navigation Lights. The Bic disposable hit U.S. shelves in 1973 at 99 cents. Instantly beating Zippos on price and weight. Concert crowds discovered the flame did more than cue a power ballad. It doubled as a mini flashlight when promoters left aisles dark between sets. At Leonard Skinner's 4th of July 1976 Atlanta Stadium show, ushers reported hundreds of fireflies bobbing toward the restrooms during the mid-build changeover. Mostly fans trying not to slip on spilled beer. Insurance carriers took notes. Hartford underwriters added a 10% premium for tours that encouraged flammable audience participation. And by 1978, Madison Square Garden banned open flames altogether after a stray lighter singed a seat back during a Billy Joel encore. Still, fans kept one in the pocket. The glow was bright enough to read the tiny seat numbers on folding chair legs, yet small enough to click shut before security shouted, "No fires, please." Of course, finding your seat was one thing. Getting into the building? That's where things got interesting. Number 15, Gate Crash Break-ins. Long before barcode scanners, a chain-link fence was all that stood between ticketless fans and the show. At Pittsburgh's Three Rivers Stadium on the 20th of June 1975, police logged 1,800 jumpers during Pink Floyd's sound check. Security patched the gaps with plywood, which lasted until the first bass note shook it loose. Promoters at California Jam 2 in 1978 hired off-duty firefighters to hose down eager climbers. Yet an estimated 4,000 still slipped through holes cut with garden shears. The Pontiac Silverdome saw a different tactic on the 30th of April 1977 when a small crowd waited for a delivery truck, sprinted in behind it, and vanished into the field seats before ushers could react. Damage bills ran into 5 figures, but so did the savings for crashers who bragged later about seeing the show for free, minus the cost of a new pair of jeans torn on the top wire. So that would be all. House lights are up, lighters are out, and the parking lot barter begins. See you in the next video. Same shoebox, fresh tape.